Afterword. I fucking made it. 5 months of my life on a bicycle, not knowing what I was doing and hoping for the best. I went in without expectations and relied on whatever grit I had to survive mentally and physically. But, of course, I can't give myself the credit for this trip being a success. I must thank all the friends and strangers who supported me and helped me stay the course. I got a much-needed reset from the mass media, allowing me to discover humanity at the ground level instead of whatever the news can tell me about it. People are beautiful, and when we take the time to stop and ask about who they are, we will discover some amazing things. You might even find something about yourself. It's good to share our experiences honestly, and then we can shine to others around us. Being vulnerable and admitting our challenges tells the whole story of life and allows us to challenge our expectations of reality. Finishing this trip feels like a stepping stone into whatever journeys will come next for me. My worldview has now changed in the context of after the bike ride. I can't look through the eyes of my old self. I may have discovered some shitty parts of myself, but I'm glad the world looks so much different after being on the road like this. I'll never make a trip this long ever again. Still, it sparked my imagination to keep traveling and see where else a bicycle could change my life. Fuck cars. When I returned from my trip, I sold my car and went without a vehicle for 8 months. In 2018, I rode from Kansas City to Colorado Springs and then ascended to the top of Pikes Peak. In June 2019, I bicycled from Berlin, Germany to Gothenburg, Sweden. Sean and I bought cheap bikes from the German equivalent of Craigslist. We stealth camped our way through the German countryside, Danish villages, and the Swedish coast. We sold our bikes and took a bus to Stockholm for a weekend before traveling back to the States. In 2020, I recounted my Amtrak through Glenwood Canyon and rode from Idaho Springs, Colorado to Glenwood Springs along the I-70 bike paths. In April 2021, I drove to the Grand Canyon and hiked the South Rim Trail to the Colorado River and back up in a day. Then took a loop of various Utah national parks. In July 2021, I flew with my bike to San Francisco, then followed Sean from South Lake Tahoe into the Sierra Mountains. We rode National Forest Fire roads towards Independence Lake on July 4th before circling our way south on the Nevada side of the lake. In July 2022, Ethan and I rode the Erie Canal Rail Trail from Hudson, New York to Buffalo, New York, and visited Niagara Falls on Independence Day. In September 2023, I rode the Empire Builder cross-country Amtrak through the northern United States and through Glacier National Park. In May 2024, I flew to South Korea, bought a used 90s mountain bike in Busan, and rode the Four Rivers Trail 200 kilometers to Daegu. I wanted to go Seoul to Busan, but unfortunately, I got sick for 3 full days and I had to pivot. I will continue to take adventures as my knees allow, but now in my 30s, I feel my body slowing down. Here are some stats from the trip. 8,853 total miles traveled while circumnavigating from San Diego to San Francisco, not including Alaska travel. 119 days pedaling forward, 56 days off, 7,200 something miles ridden by bicycle, not including commutes on days off. 633 miles by train, 837 miles by car, 85 miles by ferry, 88 miles by bus, none of which included Alaska travel. I stayed in 55 host homes, 19 hotels, 41 campgrounds, 32 stealth camps. I kept track of my budget along the way, and I spent $3,289.41 on food, $754 on bike parts, including buying the bike, $1,046.36 on lodging, $116 on postage, $343.44 on other supplies, $81.60 on entertainment like movies or concerts, $1,163.31 on transportation, $469 on health insurance, $360 on my cell phone. The moral of this story is it's not that expensive to go on an adventure. This has been an audio presentation of Home is Where the Heart Lands, how pedaling for 5 months brought me closer to home. Thank you for listening. Recorded by Tik Wolfe. Post-production by Richie Wolfe. Read by Richie Wolfe. Copyright 2024. Richie Wolfe. All rights reserved.